Welcome to eBay India cash on delivery training process. Through this video, we'll learn how to list an item with COD option and what are the post-sales activity that seller needs to do to fulfill the COD transaction. While listing an item, you need to select Paisa Pay cash on delivery option under payment options and also offer additional shipping services by selecting cash on delivery. Seller can either opt to charge the buyer or keep it free. For any transaction where Paisa Pay COD fees is higher, seller can always charge the shipping cost to the buyer. Everything else while listing an item remains the same. Now let us learn how COD process works. Once you have listed an item with a COD, buyer confirms the item with Paisa Pay COD. Once buyer has completed the transaction with Paisa Pay COD, eBay confirms with the buyer whether he wants to get the item delivered. Once the buyer has confirmed the same, we inform the seller about the same so that he can pack the item and print the shipping label. Shipping labels printing is available in your Paisa Pay. We will walk you through on how to do the same. Once seller has packed the item and printed the shipping label, eBay gets the intimation about the same. eBay then informs the logistic partner about the parcel to be picked up from the seller's location. The airway bill number or the printing label that is printed through eBay also has an auto-generated airway bill number which is scanned by the logistic partner when he picks up the item. Once the logistic partner has picked up the item, he informs eBay about the same and your airway bill number is updated in the Paisa Pay system automatically. Seller does not need to come back to eBay and update his Paisa Pay system for airway bill numbers. Once the item has been picked up by the logistic partner, it either gets delivered to the buyer or so can happen that it gets lost in transit. In both the scenarios, eBay remits the seller. There are chances that a seller prints the shipping label but does not hand over the parcel to the logistic partner. In those scenarios, the transaction would be cancelled and buyer would be intimated about the same. It works like a normal auto item not received process. Now let us look how COD transaction appears in your My Paisa Pay. In your My Paisa Pay under Sold with Paisa Pay, you will see all the transaction that has happened. COD transactions for which you have still not printed the shipping label would have an option called Print Label Pending instead of Enter Shipping Details. In a normal transaction happening via Paisa Pay, you would see a message saying Enter Shipping Details. However, for COD it says Print Label Pending. Once you click on this, it will take you to a page where you can select the documents that you want to print. It is shipping label, declaration letter and the order statement. You can also print multiple transactions on a single page. Once you've selected the transactions and the documents that you need to print, you need to click on print. Kindly do not click on preview and then print. It might not change the status of your transaction. So once you click on print, a label will be printed which will have an auto generated airway bill number and a tracking detail with a barcode which a courier can scan in their hub, along with buyer's address and other details about the item. Once you have printed the shipping label, the status of the transaction changes to ready to ship, which means eBay has informed the logistic partner to pick the item from your location. The same will happen within 1 or 2 days and your item will be picked up by the logistic partner and couriered to the buyer. Once you have printed the shipping label and handed over the parcel to the logistic partner, the responsibility on your part is over. Everything else from then on will be taken care by eBay and the logistic partner. Now let me give you a brief about the fees and the remittance. eBay charges 95 rupees or 5% of the transaction value, whichever is higher, for the COD transaction. This charges includes PaisaPay fees as well as the shipping cost. In the current scenario, you pay 5% as the PaisaPay fees for prepaid orders and also pay your courier for the shipping of the item. eBay has combined both and charge you as a single fees. The same is deducted from the remittance that you receive from the buyer. eBay pays seller as soon as the item is delivered to the buyer. It may take up to 21 days for the remittance to hit your bank. As soon as the item is delivered to the buyer, our logistic partner will confirm the same with us, and once we have received the confirmation, your remittance will be processed.